I should start by thanking Fred wholeheartedly. It is rare to find people who are like him, without discrimination and without being selfish. You have to convince me that you found such a good offer. Somebody finds something good and is willing, very willing, to share with everybody. It reminds me of what many people have said about me. Let me not keep on saying about me, about who. The question is, who are you? Not for you, but for him and others. I'm Professor Jasper Ogwalo-Kane, Professor of Medicine and Pharmacology. That's my job. But from what he has said, he's traveled a lot. And if you remember in some of my interactions with you people, I say, but when you travel, be very observant and pick something from that travel and bring home. I've suffered from what he also suffered from. You go in a place and you find they are surviving. You find that Uganda is not very different from some of the countries we have been to. Southeast Asia, I was there for a few months. Thailand. I was learning about a very important plant which gives us medicine for malaria. They grow it there. And from there I came to Madagascar. I found they had set up a hospital where they are using both the herbal treatment and the Western treatment. It's up to you. They get your diagnosis and then ask you which one you prefer. Obviously, you can guess. The natives preferred their herbs. It was working. And within a short time, even the foreigners, the Europeans, especially the French, because Madagascar is dominated by France, I discovered they were the ones who were using the herbs much more heavily than the blacks. I have been in some parts of West Africa. That is where they grow most of the cocoa in the world. Ghana, Ivory Coast. And for me, I'm observant, but I'm not careless with the way I talk. Because some of those things are registered trademarks. The plantain is there, the cocoa, and then even within Uganda here, cocoa is big business in Bundibuja. Yeah. And in terms of being able to grow and manage and get money from cocoa, you don't have to be well off. You all know that economically, Bundibujo is not one of the regions we regard as being very rich. They don't have cows. They live only on cocoa, palm oil, and coffee. And those people are not poor, but they're not. They don't come out like this. They're not skyscraper builders like some people. If they can manage cocoa, the village in Bundibuyo, I went beyond the mountains to climb, to go only 15 kilometers. The time I went there, you spend a whole day finding your way around Rwenzori. Eventually you find yourself there the whole day. And those people, the way they live there, Uganda is just their country, but they survive by relating and selling their produce to the people who come through Congo. After some time, when Congo part became difficult, I discovered there was a shorter route to Bundibuyo. You go to Kasese. That one you take less time. What am I saying? These things is within reach. I talked about coffee. Incidentally, when I went to Bundibuyo, I found a man from my village. He disappeared a long time ago and was there, a very rich man, living on coffee and some bit of cocoa. He went to work in Moroto, but then he was posted to Bundibuyo when it became a new district. He was enlightened, but when he got there, he didn't find it useful to be doing government job. He just abandoned the government office and started living with those people. And by the time I got him, he was a rich man in the village. Out of coffee, he was buying cocoa. And because he was relatively more enlightened, he behaved like the Asians when they were here, Indians. You buy this thing and then sell. That brings me to some of the labels that has been put on me. I think I want to advise that we all should know what we want to do, not only for ourselves, but for the nation, the country. I left a job in Tekere. By the time I left, it was not good money, but it was much better. Because on top of my salary, I had some international appointments, being paid in dollars. But it also appeared to me that one of these days I'm going to come to this home, to the village. And you can't imagine yourself coming to be in an island or poor people. That was my problem. So when I was asked to come and start something in Lira, educational institution, it's going to be a university, but how is it going to change the lives of the community here? Being a medically trained person, And I'd done some work with the Ministry of Health, running around from one end of the country to the other. If you want to alleviate suffering and death in this part of the country, I worked in Lira Regional, it was a district hospital. Our major cause of death of mothers is childbirth, complications of pregnancy. And I asked around, because in the course of my travels, I also learned that nurses, midwives, are the people who are always in the hospital to attend to emergencies. Me as a doctor, I see my patient maybe twice a week. I'm seeing the patient the day I'm going to book her for operation. Then after the operation, I disappear. But whom do you find there day and night? It is the nurse. Even now, I'll bet if you went to a health center here, you'd find a nurse or a midwife always on duty. Where is the doctor? He's in the city, in the town. So when I had the opportunity to train, to establish training facility, you all know very well that we went for midwifery at degree level. And many people in this country, except those who had traveled, but otherwise many people thought a nurse is trained at the, what is that level, enroll level and registration. Registration was the highest. And if you're lucky, you're at the registration level, then you can do both midwifery and nursing. Beyond that, nobody imagined. I was lucky. When I came to Lira, I found a sympathizer. Because the people who were against that idea were doctors, obstetricians, like Tom here. The people, why do you want to train the midwife at a degree level? Some of my fellow professors faced me. I told them that I think it is God who is going to decide what we do. But for now, I'm serious, we are going to start this thing. Fortunately, Lira is a very unknown place. So they will say, okay. If it's being done in Lira, it's okay. Let them. But I'll tell you now that in no time, Lira University is going to be a center of excellence in the education of nurses, both midwives and nurses. We're already realizing PhD holders and professors, and we are soon going to be a center of excellence. But that's aside. When you're in a university, you're supposed to be relevant to that community. And you can only be relevant when you know and you are prepared to solve the problems in that community. I already told you about the issue of nursing and midwifery. But there's poverty. We are very poor here. And I don't know how much you people see it.